Hello, beautiful humans. I'm Jen Madrone, and today we're talking about the art of discernment. How to know truth from not truth, how to know what to believe in. Because in this day and age, when there's so much information available to us, everywhere we look, we can find information on anything we need. In fact, last night my daughter was doing her biology homework, and every time she would get stuck, she would just talk to her phone and say, Siri, tell me about the exoskeleton, or whatever question she had at the time. And it was kind of mind blowing to me at how easily she could just speak a question and get an answer. Now, the answer wasn't always what she needed or wanted or had anything to do with what she was working on, but it was there. And so it really kind of blew me away. So it just made me think about all of the information that's available to us right now. We're being bombarded by information about every subject imaginable. New subjects are coming up that we didn't even know were out there every day, and people, claiming to have the truth about so many different things, whether it's aliens or crystals or a new healing method. There's just so much information out there. And it can be really hard to know what to believe and what not to believe, what to trust and what not to trust. Because as we go through, this awakening process, and we begin to see that we were lied to our whole lives. And really, it was us lying to ourselves, even though it was fully supported by our family and culture and society. We find that we were lied to. We find that everything that we thought was actually true is not really true, that it's an illusion. It's only like a glimpse or one perspective or one piece of it, and it's has nothing to do with the actual truth. And so when we start to realize that everything that we thought was true isn't true, then it makes us question everything that we see, hear, are given. And that's actually, a gift, because we are seeking for truth. We want to know what the truth is below all of the lies, below all of the illusions, below everything that we were spoon fed, to make us feel comfortable or to make us obey or whatever it was, in this 3D reality. And so we move out of that wanting to know truth, wanting to find what's true for us. And oftentimes, when we come up with all of these different options and all of this information, we're questioning all of it, because we were fooled once and we don't want to be fooled again. And that's, reasonable. And, we really should be using deep discernment, when we choose what we're bringing into our life, when we choose what we bring into our energy field, when we choose what we want to create with in this moment. And so it is really good to question. However, it can stagnate us when we keep questioning everything. It can make us feel really kind of stuck, and confused of which way to go on our spiritual path. What do we do next if we don't feel like we can believe anything that we're given? And then we feel kind of stuck and heavy and like, well, maybe this is all just bullshit and I'm just making it all up, and I'm just trading, one lie for another lie. And that can just make our minds go crazy. Well, that is our minds going crazy, because that is solely a product of the ego and the mind. And we get stuck in this loop, and we just feel like we can't progress because we don't know what's true and what's not. And we just really want to find the truth and not be lied to again. And so it can be really difficult to be in that place, and to find what to trust and what not to trust, because as we always talk about, the ego is a trickster. It comes in many different ways, which is a shapeshifter. Whatever ways is, most effective to hook you in at the moment, that's how the ego is going to enter the back door. And that's how our mind struggles to keep the power that it has over us. And so it can show its face in a couple different ways in this situation. One way that the ego often shows up is when we learn something new, we learn a new modality, a new form of spirituality, or whatever it is, our ego clings to it. It says, yes, this is truth. This is who I am. This is, the new me. And then we create a new identity based on what we've decided our new truth is. And really, it's a form of bypassing, because we're just trading our old ego for a new, more sparkly ego. And it's just a way to kind of, bypass or shortcut or avoid, really doing the deep work and finding what's actually really true for us. And then the other way that the ego comes in is that it says, none of this is true. It's all bullshit. And, you can't trust anything, and which means you can't trust yourself. And you're just going to stay in this kind of gray area forever and not make any progress. And that's the other way that the ego comes in. And it can be really frustrating, and it's really successful at, stagnating us and, keeping that power and energy in the ego mind. And so how do we get past all of this? How do we get past the tricks of the ego? How do we know what to trust and what to believe? And really, the way to do it is to get out of the mind, to stop processing everything through the mind. That is the old paradigm. Actually, it's, the old paradigm is through the heart. Originally, everything was processed through the heart. The heart is the first brain. It has the biggest electromagnetic field of any of our organs. And then we gave the power to our brain. And so we need to shift that power back into the heart, because the heart is where our authenticity lies. Our heart knows the truth. It knows what's true for us, because truth is really relative. Truth is always shifting. We all have different truths when we're talking about relative truth. And so we have to feel into what is true for us, what feels true and authentic and is resonating with us on a really deep level. And so the work of shifting from the head into the heart, moving that power back from the mind to the heart, allowing the ego to be dissolved by the authentic self, is the deep work of awakening. It's where our authenticity lies, because no one can tell us what's true for us. No one can tell us, what we need to do for our path, for our healing, to reach where we want to go. And we have to figure that out for ourselves. If we want all the answers, then we will, go to some sort of mainstream religion. But if you're here seeking truth and spirituality, then we have to look inward, and we have to connect with the heart, and we have to connect with what's true with us. And that means doing the work to clear away all of the debris, all of the chaos, and all of the interference that has covered up our heart, that has covered up that connection between us and our intuition, between us and our deeper knowing. And so if you're struggling with this right now, to know what's true and what's not true, I just encourage you to go deep into your heart and out of the mind, because the mind does so many things to trick us. And really, the mind holds this small, the old mind holds a very small structure of our belief system. And as we awaken and as we let go of the ego mind, we find that if we expand into the big mind, then there's so many more possibilities out there for us. There's so many more ways of doing, thinking, living, healing, expressing ourselves, being ourselves. But we have to let go of that small mind, open up to the heart, and then we will connect with that bigger mind of endless possibilities. So I just encourage you to keep doing that work to dig deep to find what's true for you. If you're really, ready to move into it, but feeling stuck on your path or stuck in a challenging part of this process, then please reach out to me and we can talk and see if the work that I do with my clients and in the program I offer, if it would be a good fit for you. So I'm sending you all so much love today and encouraging you all to keep um, connecting deep with yourself to find that truth. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the Facebook group.